So the stream is gonna be live like right now.
Literally. No, I seriously need to start making a post like the night before, like join us in the morning. But hey guys, what's going on? Sorry we're a little late today. It is me, Murrah, aka your streamer, together today with Zach to bring you your season 9, week 6 stream. Yeah, yeah, that's what we're doing
Yo,
today. How's it going?
yeah, yeah, it's good.
So we got a few.
How was breakfast?
It was all right, you know. It was one of those
Yeah,
things.
make some pancakes.
Um, yeah, well, you know, that's what we do sometimes. So,
Oh,
but
cool. Chocolate chip or just regular pancakes?
just regular pancakes. Uh, but so we've got a few unrecorded matches to talk about today. Not very many. We don't want to put too much time into them because we, in my opinion, always put way too much time into them.
Don't we?
And I feel like
Get get capture cards, you losers.
it's a detriment to the length of the stream. Anyway, we have Ty versus Evan for this first one. Um, and excuse me. Ty
Yeah,
versus
cool.
Ty versus Evan.
Get that
Ty
vibrate.
Ty practiced a lot this week. I don't have a lot of details on the match because like neither player, they didn't even post the teams. Like Ty just gave me the teams this morning. He's been out of it apparently. I think he's been sick. Um, yeah, so like neither player really gave me many details on the match. Ty practiced a lot leading up to this. I'm told so did Evan. So I mean, let's just kick right into it. Let's see, Evan versus Ty. Who did the W? Boom. So his second ever Pokemon League Championship W. Evan gets the victory by
Mm,
3. Um,
nice.
yeah, so congratulations to Evan keeping his winning streak going.
Yeah, man.
That's big news for him.
He said, I finally got my first win. Now I'm never taking another loss ever again.
That's what he's trying to hit for. So good for him. You know, he's on a streak now. This is not only his first win, but his first streak. So
Awesome.
uh, definitely definitely a good set
You love to
there.
see it.
Yeah,
You love to see it.
you certainly do. So next we have Jay versus Simon. So let me get that pulled up. No, Jay versus Simon. Obviously, Jay was just on a losing streak, not trying to keep that going. He did pick up his bull last week, so he's ready to finally have a Tauros.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
his team is really good now, in my opinion. I think that the Monkey Dory is finally getting used here, and I like to see that. Is that the rock that extends rain? So yeah, so
Yes.
he's
Yeah, it's
like,
Game Pro.
I want longer rain turns.
I think he
Uh,
used it against you last week too, because I think we saw it when he used his knockoff on it.
yeah, and he had excuse me, he had focus sash on the Basculegion that week. So um,
Yeah.
he's like, nobody's gonna hit my bird with electric. They don't care. Um, so yeah, he's got his typical I would say trio here. So the Pelipper, Archulodon, and the Overquill. And then he's finally bringing back Regieleki to do some work. He's debuting his Monkey Dory and his Tauros this week. Simon bringing his Horsey Boys and bringing back his Grafii and Kilowattrel, and he loves his Hydrapple. So the only thing new on this team that I haven't seen him use before is the Renulicus. Reunicus? I don't know.
Reuniclus.
Reuniclus. Reuniclit. So Jay versus Simon. Ooh, what the hell? I did not save that victory screen apparently. Let me grab that real quick, guys. Bear with me while we pull up Jay's. I could have swore I saved that. Save image. It's one of those days where we just forget to have all the matches ready. A little sloppy in the middle of the season here, but we're getting there.
It's all good. It's a lazy Sunday morning for our PLC.
Yep. Alright. We got it now. So let's pull that up. I have to reopen this. Boop. There we go. Alright, here are the results. So Jay wins by 4. Simon, I think, had won 2 in a row. Or at least one. He had started to win. And Jay had been on a losing streak of 3 in a row. So he really wanted to turn that around. And it looks like he has. He won by 4. So good bounce back.
Yeah, man. A good 4-0 is good for the score, for sure.
Yeah, you would know, right?
Yeah.
So a nice 4-0 for Jay there. That is going to bring us to Brendan versus Jay Grants. So let's bring so here are their teams. Let me pop back over here. Garchomp, Revavroom, she loves her engine. She's got her puppy cat, Sylveon. What is that? I can't tell on the stream. That is a...
That's, Hisui and Zoroark.
Hisui and Zoroark, right, yeah. Roaring Moon and Articuno. So, is that Bright Powder? Okay, alright. Well, Wise Glasses and Bright Powder. She didn't want to commit to the choice specs.
No, I think I know why.
Okay.
She probably thought that looking at Brendan's team, he was going to bring Snow. So she's bringing Snow Cloak, Bright Powder, Articuno.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's not a terrible strategy there.
Little counter strategy, if you will.
Yeah. And then she's got the King's Rock on the Garchomp, trying to get them crits. And Wise Glasses on Sylveon because she didn't want to commit to Throat Spray or Choice Specs. And that is fine. Brendan bringing his Meowscarada out. He's got, his Dunsparce is coming, and his little Snow Core making a showing with his Tauros. So let's see what we get here. I feel like, she's still learning. I think Bright Powder is definitely something that's you could have brought for sure in this, like you said, with Snowcloak and Bright Powder. But I feel like we have a missed opportunity in either Throat Spray or Choice Spec Sylveon and like Clear Amulet or Life Orb Garchomp or even Rocky Helm Garchomp,
Right.
with Rough
But
Skin.
I mean, if you get that flinch off King's Rock Slide, that shit can be intense.
That's true. That is true. So let's see who won that victory. It looks like it was close. It was Brendan by 2. So that's really awesome. Not for Grants, but good for you, Brendan, pulling that out, getting the 2-0. Let's see, recorded, unrecorded. Okay, 2 more matches.
I can only imagine, you get earthquaked by a Garchomp. and then you see that your Pokemon flinched, and you're just like, wait, what the hell? And
Right.
then Ignorok, Ignorok.
Yep, that would be maddening. So that brings us to Dan versus Jay Wade. Um, Now, Dan versus Jay Wade, tale as old as time. Um, Jay Wade is always talking crap. Dan is always talking crap. Both are very hard on themselves. So,
Aren't
um,
they?
yeah, right. So, nobody wants to lose here, but we've got double Gators on Dan's team. He's bringing his
Yeah.
Jingle Jangle keys with Shuckleberry. Obviously, his Psychic Seed Drifblim strategy, um, and his Iron Valiant to take advantage of spread moves there. So, Jay Wade looking like a little bit of a Trick Room team going on finally.
Very, look, feels like a decently hard Trick Room team.
So, Dan was like debating all week, and like finally I was like, just commit, like stop debating about what, like this is what gets people, like they just keep debating about
Keep
what they're gonna
changing.
bring,
Yeah,
and they end
yeah.
up overthinking a strategy or like fucking up what they would. They're, oh, I should have brought this instead. I meant to bring that, or like, dude, just commit and like go full tilt on your strategy. So he did actually bring Trick Room on the keys, I believe, right? So I'm told like turn one, um, Jay Wade goes for Trick Room and Dan goes for Trick Room. So it turns it off, and immediately like it's bad news bears for Jay Wade, and then it was
Yeah.
just a matter of keeping that momentum going for him. So Dan actually is the second sweep. I think this is the second sweep of the season here,
Phew.
because the first one was a Reese, I believe, and this is a 6-0 for Dan, just totally blowing Jay Wade out. That sucks for Team Chomp Squad. It was the keys and Ndidi. Led Ndidi, Crocodile, and Trick Room turn one. Okay, so that's what he
Did
did.
did did for Alligator get to put in any work? That's what we would like to know. I would like.
I mean, I'm sure there was a great deal of switching to maintain a 6-0. I mean, obviously, he was faster most of the game, but um, I'm sure there was
Aw,
a great deal of switching.
no.
Oh
For
no.
Alligator did not get to put in the work, but it's cool. It's still dope having for Alligator.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go to the last unrecorded match so we can kick off these recorded ones. Haha. We have Mike versus Justin. So Justin bringing his snow team. Little Parish song potential there. Terrakion and his Flygon. So you like to see Pachirisu on the team eating them berries. If you remember, what was it, 2012 Worlds? um, where he just tanked a fucking Draco Meteor.
Hmm.
That was dope.
Yeah, Pachirisu is deceptively bulky.
Yeah, for sure. And then Mike's team is wild as usual. He's got the Storm Drain, Gastrodon, I mean the Oven, Indeedee, Armarouge combo, obviously. The Noivern is really fast with Boom Burst and can survive some stuff with some Focus Sashes. And then, God forbid, you get even one Leaf Storm in on this Superior or Stella Terra and just fucking
Yeah.
go off. So let's see how it worked for these players here. And the results are in. It is actually, wow. So it's Mike by one with a status Pokemon. So Justin almost takes that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Almost.
that's really unfortunate for Justin because that seems like a real. First of all, Mike's one of the better players in the league, and Justin is still looking for his first dub this season. He got real fucking close. Apparently, it was like just a little bit off, and he could have had it. Apparently, so that is unfortunate for Justin. But that does bring us to our recorded matches finally, and we do not have to deal with the unrecorded matches anymore. And
You make it sound like such a chore, but I guess it is.
I mean, it is a little bit of trick because we don't have like we don't have all the deets, you know,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
like
oh, enjoy this picture.
right, and these results and this story that we weave. But man, we would definitely have to do a two-parter stream, or do the end. I know you did. I know you did, Dan. We would have to do a two-parter stream, or like definitely do it at night to fit all these matches in. If everybody recorded, that would be a fucking nightmare.
But
Um,
damn, get a capture card.
no, seriously though, if everybody like, cause Jay's capture card's coming in soon, he's gonna get that set up. So we're definitely gonna start having like five recordings, and you know, if Brendan gets a capture card, and then God forbid playoffs happens with capture cards, like stuff's gonna go fund me.
Hashtag go fund yourself. Hashtag get a job. I'm kidding.
Um, yeah, but if we had like everybody recorded, that would be insane. We would definitely break up the stream. I'm not getting up earlier.
No, I wouldn't.
We would probably have like we would
We'll
break
have
them
like
up
an
into two
encore.
parts. We would
Yeah,
have like the least
morning
exciting
stream and
matches, and then the
yeah.
most exciting matches at night, or some variation thereof. Um, one of the two. We'd be like the premiere matches, and then we'd be like the not so cool matches or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And it's actually really difficult to even determine that sometimes. So, because all these matches are usually pretty tight. So anyway, that brings us to this is SB versus Aris. Aris bring kind of a trick room slash speedy core. Um, just in general, really good team as usual. Now, it is important to point out that we have two weakness policies here. That is a violation of our rules. Um, this is the first time Aris has ever brought two of the same items that we're aware of. And, you know, once it came up when we posted the screen caps, it came out, and, you know, the mods had to look into it, see what was going on, and refer to the opponent, which was SB in this case. And SB was like, it didn't even come up, so like it's not even that big a deal. So, you know, we as mods take the opponent's decision into consideration. We had to do that in playoffs last season when somebody violated sleep cause, and opponent demanded retribution. Uh, um, in this case, the other opponent did not want to have an automatic DQ here, because it didn't affect anything. Um, Neither would the Sporov in playoffs last year, but that's not a big deal. Anyway, so yeah, right, exactly, Dan. Um, so Aris versus Simon. I mean SB. I'm not really quite sure what SB is going for here. I mean, obviously King
Just like
Gambit.
a little trick room core himself, yeah, with the Vika Bolt, just like
Yeah,
King Man.
yeah. I mean, maybe he can get some decorates in, right? Um,
Yeah.
and get those hard ass Aqua Jets. But against the Sun team, if you don't have something to manually set the rain back up, like it's gonna be hard to get the most out of that Crawdaunt. But I'm ready to kick it off if you are.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, 1, 2, 3, and go.
Oh, by the way, after the match happened, I had to ask Reach just 'cause I was curious. I was like, I mean, I know obviously like the idea is like fling, but I'm like, why Tomato Berry? Tomato Berry doesn't really do anything, just has really low base power. Um, but apparently it's because he just forgot to put the right berry on it, so it's just a regular ass berry.
Oh, okay. It's supposed to be like a healing
Yeah,
berry.
it's supposed to be like no, it's supposed to be like because like there's like berries that when you use fling with them, like you know like the ones where it's like if you're in a pinch, it raises a stat.
Yeah, they'll flinch or something.
No, if you use Fling on yourself, on your ally, and it's one of those stat raising berries, they'll get that stat boost too.
Oh, okay.
So you would trigger the weakness policy with Fling and get that boost.
Interesting.
But he just uses a regular berry, so it doesn't do anything. I mean, like, you get the weakness policy boost, but, like, you know.
Interesting. A little cute strategy by Reese.
And this means it's Rage Fist, it's a lot harder.
And is mad.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. Triple arrows does do a lot of damage. Cool thing about Decidueye here too is that it has Scrappy, so even though it's a ghost type, you can still hit it with triple arrows.
Well, it just changed type because of protein to dark.
No, I'm talking about for the Annihilate.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Alright, now we got Scoville out with gross ass tongues. Capsaicin tongues. Alright, Rage Powder's pretty, yeah. That'll do it. I dare you to fucking Aqua Jet me. And he didn't actually even Aqua Jet, so.
Maybe he's going for knockoff.
Liquidation, maybe? Yeah, knockoff. He just saw the weakness and was like, I want the weakness.
Yeah. Damn. That Decidueye hit.
Yeah, Decidueye putting in work.
It's a shame they made him so slow.
No,
That was one thing that really disappointed me. I was like, bro, like, Decidueye's whole problem when he was created was that he was slow. And they made him slower. I'm like, why? Why give him a signature move that can flinch but make him slow?
They really wanted him to be a Trick Room on.
It's silly. What are you gonna do?
Right, Barry?
Yeah. You should have checked your mom.
Yeah, so, I mean, the bulk up seems really superlative here. Especially if the fling worked as it was supposed to.
Yeah. How he protects.
Scouting Protect would have been great a turn before. This is probably going to OHKO. I mean, undoubtedly.
Yeah, SP is kind of in an uphill battle now. Half of his team is gone already, and it's like, bro, like, what do you do?
So
Supreme Overlord is an ability we don't really see a lot actually from King Gambits. So now that half of his team is gone, this thing could hurt.
if it could hit.
And you see King Gambit, you're like, okay, I'm definitely getting sucker punched, probably, right?
Yeah, so Rage Fist increases by 50 power every time it hits.
Yeah.
For a maximum of 350 damage after 6 hits.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
That's why if you use beat up, it just goes crazy.
With weakness policy, yeah. Is that why Brian wants it paired with the mouse because of friend guard?
Yeah. Some kind of combo they got going. But he sees the Kowtow cleave, he's like, okay, maybe he just doesn't have Sucker Punch then. Psychic is gonna do nothing here.
It's
This is
unfortunate.
just kind of like you've watched the events unfold. You kind of know how it's gonna end. It's not looking good,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, a sucker punch here would have turned things around.
Oh yeah, especially with the Supreme Overlord boost.
Yeah, because he had already killed two other Pokemon, so like it would have started kind of a chain of events, you know?
Yeah, he would have definitely got rid of a big problem threat. Dragon Terror means he's not like super weak to eruption or anything.
Mad as hell. We're not gonna take it anymore.
We know you don't have Sucker Punch.
Damn, that could have really turned around because he was resisting the heat waves as well. So
Yeah, so it was like he wasn't really taking almost any damage. But you live and learn.
yeah, and Trick Room's not up, so that is
If
not gonna
if
matter.
if I was your boy in this like in over here, I would just be trying to kill the Torkoal at this point. Try to kill what you can kill. But even then, like he's predicting that switching into the Rhyperior, so like really it's just a lose-lose situation here.
Right.
It wouldn't even mattered anyway.
Right.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage.
So we still, gotta take opponents' wishes into account here. Aris wins by 4. Um, but the caveat to that is like now if we see Aris choose an item like a double item again, like we have to DQ him, like
Yeah,
because he
just
already got the warning,
yeah. Just pay
um,
attention to your items, guys. That's all.
and I don't think he will because he never has before.
Yeah. I
But
think it was just accident. He had sets in his box. He just grabbed them and wasn't paying attention to them.
yeah, which is something that
Just
he does. He tends to like have pre-made sets, and he's just like, I want to use
yeah,
this.
right. Like just take like a second to double check your stuff, guys. What I like to do, obviously, sometimes is I'll when I select my battle team, I'll hit X for the edit option just to like look over my team real quick, make sure everything's right, items, abilities, attacks, all that kind of good stuff. And just double
For
check.
me, before I'll click the team, right? Um,
Mhm.
and then before I click OK, I'll look over everybody, but also at the same time, unlike Aris or other players who may already have mons that they just like edit for every match, which like this is where we see some errors happen, right? So like certain players will edit their mons for every match. Um, and like we had it earlier this season where Jay forgot to give Basculegion Swift Swim again, right? Um, and then like Aris forgot to switch out weakness policy or whatever. Like not only do I double check my mon, but I just make new mon every week. And a lot of the times, even if I'm using like a similar or almost identical set, I'll still edit some like stats for like oh, this opponent has more physical presence, so like I want more defense in this one or what have you. You know what I mean? But that's twofold. It helps me have more options in my box to choose from with different stat spreads, and then also like it helps me not make mistakes, and then also I double check. So congratulations to Aris for taking that one, and big ups to SB for not calling Judge. Well, he technically did, but also like he was cool about it.
It was, yeah, he was like the weakness policy didn't even trigger, like whatever. It didn't.
Honestly, that was his chance, though. That was his chance to say that he beat Aris and to give Aris his first
Nah,
season a
I
loss.
mean,
But
I
no,
mean,
it's good for him. I'm in favor of what he did, obviously. But Aris was lossless at the time. Like he could have definitely been a
I,
little cheeky
I
about it.
nah, I wouldn't have. Nah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't like imagine like your first win against a reason. It's like by a technicality.
I don't know, man. Evan still counts me forfeiting off season as his victory over me.
Nobody else does. Nobody.
Yeah, I know, I know. So all right, so this is you versus. Is that Dan? No, it's Brian.
Oh no, it is Danny, right? Yeah, we only
So
have like
Dan
one
played
Danny.
2 matches this season
Yeah,
or this
we only have one Danny in the group. That's Dan. This is Danny.
week. So not only does Brian play with Brendan, but Dan plays with Brian. But no, for real. So we know the story behind Brian having Dan's file. It's funny. But yeah, so bring us into this match so we can get started.
Yeah, man. So this is the first time I get to bring Hariyama this entire season. So I was like, yeah, good against T-Tar, good against his rock stuff. Why not? Um,
Yeah, I'm
but
surprised you're a big fan of Hariyama. You bring it usually like a lot.
yeah, no, I haven't been bringing it lately. But yeah, so that was basically my idea. I got the option to go Trick Room of Confe if the situation arises, but other than that, it's kind of like the idea. I kind of like picked I was having like difficulties picking my Terra types because I was like he doesn't have a lot of options for like fire or like like some like different types of type coverage. So I was like really kind of struggling like do I bring defensive Terras? And I'm just like with Rillaboom I'm like well screw it. I'll just bring Grass Terra. So that like if I get intimidated my like moves are still going to hit really hard with Grass Terra and Miracle Seed. So I'm like why not?
That's a good
But
point.
that's it. Yeah.
Well, well, hey,
If you don't need a defensive terror, then screw it.
yeah, don't use it. Yeah, exactly. Um, so let's kick it off. You ready?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, and go.
I was really debating on bringing a coil, like the coil hypnosis, like melodic. But I was like, I didn't want to like have to waste turns like trying to set up. So I was like, oh, well, I could just boost up my defense with Grassy Seed. Why not?
Seriously though,
And then with the grassy terrain, it's kind of like mitigates like any sand damage I take too. So like, it just gets tanky. So now she's going to be really hard to kill, really hard to out. If he switches in his Tauros, he's only going to get stronger. So I'm like, okay. I know, like, he's going to probably follow me with the mouse, more than likely. And I'm going to just fake out this T-Tar so he can't attack that turn. I get a free turn, basically. That's what I want.
nice. Yeah, because you're faster than the follow me, right?
Well, plus free priority versus plus two. But I'm like, I think about it. And this friend guard has to go. If I try to take out the T-Tar, it's not taking any damage like that. So I'm pretty much just worrying about getting rid of the mouse. You have to get rid of the mouse. If you don't get rid of the mouse, you're in trouble. So I pretty much stop him from getting to use a move that turn. Thunder Wave, almost connect,
Ooh,
destroying my capture card.
little bit of.
Yeah. Yeah, a little lag there. I don't know. It's just right there. I don't know why, but I guess the
Interesting.
Thunder Wave. I guess that when I was trying to throttle my Wi-Fi to make that Thunder Wave miss, it messed with my capture card. I called Dad at Game Freak. I'm like, hey, relax, relax.
It's funny.
So, looking at it now, I'm like, a little. I'm honestly kind of scared of this flying type T-Tar now because I'm like, oh, maybe it's Terra Blast. This could really freaking hurt. But I'm like, you know, I'm basically of the mind of like, this mouse hold has to go no matter what. If Scald is not gonna kill it, I need to do as much damage as this mouse as possible.
Hmm.
I wasn't even confident of like the grassy glide killing it because like I've tried to kill these mice so many times and they just bolt for no reason.
He goes to
They
the
are
Thunder
really
Wave
hard.
again. He really wants to.
Yeah. Well, because he knows like if this Milotic gets to live, like he's in bad shape.
Woodhammer will do its job.
Mhm. I wasn't like trying to depend on grassy glide for the kill, but fortunately he just rock slides here. I guess he was figuring like, maybe try to paraflinch the Milotic.
Makes sense.
But now I'm feeling pretty good about getting rid of that mouse off the field. And now I'm like, I'm still wary of this flying type T-Tar. My moves don't really do a lot of damage to either of these guys, so I'm cool with switching out to like a fake out user. Keeping them in momentum. Oh, so Bry doesn't know this, but or at least he forgot it. But Earthquake's damage is halved under grassy terrain, so he's only doing half the damage.
Interesting.
Yep. Earthquake and Bulldoze, they only do half.
Ooh. A Terra
Yeah,
Blast.
unfortunate switch. Very unfortunate switch. But the burn from the Scald was well worth the trade-off. So now I can just, knowing that he's going to try to like Earthquake everything, I can just like kind of like afford to ignore this like burnt Excadrill. I'm like, even being weak to Earthquake, I'm like, I don't really care, dude. Like this Excadrill is like not a threat anymore to me. I don't even need a Terra. This was another Terra option I was kind of struggling with because I was going to bring Grass, but I was just like, if he had like a good Terra type, I wanted to make sure I had Ice Terra just in case, like Grass himself or something.
Right.
Just some good ass damage to the flying type T-Tar. Frog will do some good damage.
Hmm.
Dies to his own pocket sand because he's not a rock type. I was really happy about that because I wasn't sure if he was going to die to the sand or if he was going to heal first. So that's rough, man. Seeing your own like setter die to its own weather.
Yeah.
That's,
And now we have some last respects bullshit.
yeah. Trying to get the most out of his sand turns that he has left. And if I was smart, I would have probably looked at how many sand turns he had left. But could happen.
Earthquake still halved.
Still have.
Last Respects will do its job, though.
Yep. Even with 2 Pokemon knocked out, it's still doing a solid amount of damage. Meanwhile, Brian's like this entire time, like, why are my Earthquakes doing damage? He has no idea. And I'm not gonna tell him.
Right.
I'm kind of like expecting him at this point. Like, now he doesn't have to fear the Milotic. He can switch in Tauros easily if he wants to. So I'm kind of expecting him to pivot out that Excadrill before he takes like an unnecessary death. So I'm just kind of like, let me just make sure I get rid of this dog before it does. It last respects my team to death.
Seriously, you gotta handle the dog as soon as possible. Intimidate, no! Clear amulet. No? Okay, whatever. That'll do it. And now we do have a nerfed out, hat mostly dead, Excadrill in the back, no sand to boost it. I think we have Robot T-Tar in the back.
Yeah, yep.
So Dan's gonna send out Excadrill. We lost all our viewers. Oh no! It's just Dan watching right now.
So I'm like, I'm still not really afraid of this Excadrill at all. I can just literally afford to ignore it the entire game. So I'm like, you know what? Let's use this Grassy Terra. Negate this Intimidate boost. Why not?
Fuck it. Let's get adaptability.
Yeah.
And that's Water Tauros?
Yeah.
It's probably the best Tauros for him to have.
I mean, I like Water Taurus. I like both, but Water Taurus is dope.
Oh, it ate a berry. Oh no.
Yep.
But that, sadly, is not going to matter.
Nope. Both Pokemon are just like able to outspeed it because of factors. So.
Right.
You know, even though I'm intimidated, like this Grass Terra powered by the Grass Terrain and the Miracle Seed, like my Grass moves are still hitting really hard.
Yeah. Now we get the Iron Thorns. Cork Drive.
And like now, like I've seen his Terra, it's committed, so like now I really don't have to worry about this Iron Forms at all. It is ×4 weak to ground, so like that Earth Power is gonna really hurt.
Honestly, you could have just... Oh, well, I guess you were scared of a Protect. I was going to say, you could have just double targeted it. But I mean, even still, the Excadrill's not doing shit.
I didn't care because I was just like, you know, like I know Earth Power was enough to kill it.
And you're faster than it for sure, yeah. There's just no way this thing is living up to Earth Power being ×4 weak, right? Right. And you beat Dan.
Mm-hmm.
By 4,
Danny,
again.
Yep, I got the 4-0 streak. Besides when I played against Danny the last time this season.
Yeah, every match except for that one. You're getting a 4-0s, so
Yeah,
really, really interesting plays there.
yeah.
Congratulations to you for winning. Sorry, Brian, for the L there. I know that's not always easy.
I mean,
Um,
it was like one of them things that like it was just like a disadvantage, like with like the teams, like just a bad team, like
Matchup.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I
And
get
like
you.
him not knowing about the whole earthquake grassy terrain thing, which I mean, like I can't fault anybody. It's such a like random thing about the mechanic, just like how misty terrain also has dragon type moves. Like it's just not something you're gonna really think about.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things that just doesn't come up very often, you know?
Right. So now we're getting onto your match, right?
Yeah, this is my match. So, this is me versus Phil, Battle of the Brothers 2 for the season. Um, we are longtime rivals, first time
Mm-hmm.
brothers. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
kidding. Um, we No, but we've been rivals for a long time in Pokemon. Obviously, I think at this point I have a little bit more experience than Phil and definitely more consistent play, just because he doesn't always play in every season, and I do, and I've been playing every season for 9 years now. So like it's I have a little bit more experience in battle knowledge, and he's coming in late to the season, so. Not that his team can't beat mine, but it's an uphill battle for him in terms of just like knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have more knowledge and battle experience, and he just is still learning and also still learning this team that he didn't get to draft, right? So um,
Yeah.
he's at a little bit of disadvantage in that regard. I decide to go Rain because there's no reason not to. Um, like Rain does its thing on most of his team. Rodham Mo's a little. He doesn't have it here, but it is a little worrisome, and obviously the wheezing is also pretty worrisome. I was a little intimidated by that. Um, but I figured, if I stick to my plans, stick to my guns, I can do pretty well here. I actually was almost not gonna bring my Sableye because I wasn't sure about the efficacy of bringing Sableye in this matchup here. I just didn't know if that was gonna be the best call. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm-hmm.
just because of the wheezing, I knew that he was probably gonna lead the wheezing even if he didn't lead it next to the slacking or anything like that, and that was going to shut down Prankster. But I figured it was bulky enough that I could still. Obviously, I'm bringing a light clay version here. I also coupled it with Will-O-Wisp for his physical attackers like the Mimikyu and the Slacking and Mudsdale if he brought it, things like that. So I had that strategy in mind, and then also obviously foul play just to have an offensive move.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, BMO just does BMO things, bro. Like my my fucking Okie Dokie, bro. Like people talk shit about Okie Dokie. I think that it's I personally I like it the best, but also it fills the roles that I like the best, right? So like
Yeah.
Pheasantipity is bulky, but it doesn't have a lot of offensive power, right? But it
Right.
can it can spread out that poison with like dazzling gleams and things like that. So like that's cool for that. Monkey Dory hits hard as fuck and is really fast, and it can spread out poison as well with like sludge waves and whatnot. But
And like fake out.
and fake out, right? So it's got a lot of utility there, but it's frail. I like Okidogi. It hits hard and it's bulky
It's
and
it's very
it's
bulky.
not too slow. And it hits hard, right? Like so, like that's the point. It
Got,
does,
it's got the best of both worlds a little bit.
yeah, it does good work. So I like Okidogi a lot. And in this case, Okie dokie, I'm hoping maybe we get some Toxic Chain shit, right? Like, I'm going to bring Toxic Chain. There's no reason. He doesn't have any Intimidators, really. So, Toxic Chain, let's go, Toxic Chain. And then, obviously we have Phil with the Wheezing Slacking strats, and just in general, like a pretty good team. Are you ready?
Yeah, man.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, go. I did choose to lead the bunny and Sableye because like I wanted to set up screens, and I wanted to, if he did lead the slacking, like the slacking wheezing, I wanted to be able to high jump kick it. He instead leads Mimikyu and wheezing, so gas fills the area. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, right? Like, let's Iron Head here and I guess set up Reflect.
Mm-hmm. So your Prankster shut off. Your Libero shut off, so it's not a Steel type right now. It's still a Fire type. But the Sky still works underneath neutralizing gas, which is dope.
How did I get damage on it?
Because that's what the Skies nerfed. They nerfed the Skies where you still take a little bit of damage.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a lot, but it's a little bit. Now here, I would have paralyzed with Cinderace. You know, like kind of like screw it on its good speed tier. That's
Yeah.
just me.
Now he did paralyze and toxic me this turn. Delgado being paralyzed kind of sucks, but I'm like, whatever, I can still do stuff. I'll go ahead and Iron Head that same spot, and then fuck it, we'll Will-O-Wisp in case he decides to set up Swords Dance or something, right? Like, I cannot decide.
Should I set up my other screen?
So I'm gonna go ahead and try to Will-O-Wisp the Wheezing.
I wasn't like the biggest fan of this switch because he just takes a lot of damage now for no reason.
Yeah. And the para takes its first turn victory over my Sableye, so Sableye doesn't get to do anything. Now the leftovers breaks off. I'm toxic. He just did decent damage with Sludge Bomb, and I do not want to lose my bunny yet, so I'm gonna pull him out, even though I did like a significant amount of damage to that Latias. So I'm like, let me bring in my Toadstool so I can hit these Earth Powers off. And also, I kind of wanted to set up Rain, but I forgot that the neutralizing gas was up. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's try to hit with this Toadstool.
I saw this come out and I was just like, yo, he doesn't know the rating coming up.
No, I really wanted it mostly for, and then second turn of paralysis. I wanted it mostly for the Earth Power to hit the
Weasel.
Wheezing and scare that out. So here we're gonna, I'm like, do I want to slow them down, or do I, yeah, I want to hit the Wheezing, so, I'm like, what do I do? Do I switch him out? No, he's pretty much useless, like, do I foul play? No. Let's set up light screens, and then he got Calm Mind off, I was like, okay, definitely want to set up light screens. Did he get Calm Mind last turn?
No,
Okay.
not just this one.
Oh, because he used the Luring Voice, that's right. So, now he's Destiny Bonds. I'm like, whoa. Whoa, dude. I do get the light screen up. We're two parried, though. We got two para turns. So I'm upset about that. But we got the light screen up, so the Calm Mind doesn't hurt that bad. But also now I have just foul play against him, and I have just foul play and my special attacker on the field, so that Calm Mind is a little bit intimidating there. And he does it again. And I'm trying to will-o-wisp this. I was like, fuck, you got a berry on it. I was trying to will-o-wisp this wheezing spot so I could, like, kill it with burn instead of the Destiny Bond. And he spreads the
Yeah.
toxic.
Put you on a countdown.
Right. And paralyzed for the third turn. I was like, Jesus Christ, Phil. Come on, man. The paralysis really putting in work for you. Now I just want to slow him down. And let's see if we can will-o-wisp again or die. I want to slow him down so that, like, the... Okay, cool. I want to slow him down so that the Latias is not faster than my physical attacker that comes in, because I'm trying to bring in my dog here. The protect goes off, and the icy wind will hit the Latias for like not that much damage, but it is going to slow it down, so benefit. Toxic is going to take its toll. We're getting into the dangerous territory for toxic turns here. I can't decide which of my two physical attackers I want to bring in here, so I go with BMO, because it's a ×4 weak to the other one, or to the Destiny, but I have the dark type Terra, and you know, if he decides to use Alluring Voice, that sucks, but I can still tank that pretty well under the light screens with the Assault Vest. He pulls out the Hydro, so Neutralizing Gas is going to trigger my Drizzle. I'm like, yes. And he's bringing in the Fake Outer. So here I go for this. He tells me that he brought Terra Fairy on the Latias so that he could hit like dragon types and dark types and stuff like that, and not be hurt as much by dark types. But instead of doing it, he goes for the ×4 weakness bait, and it doesn't work because dark types are immune, and my knockoff will OHKO the Latias. So now it's a game again. My rain is up, right? Earth Power is going to do a little bit of damage. If it was sashed, it's not sashed anymore. I don't have to worry about that. The poison's going to trigger Citrus Berry. So Toadstool still doing okay. Right, and he hasn't pulled off his Terra yet, so...
Yeah, he still has that Terra in the back that you can use at any point.
I want to slow them down again. And because he's going to fake out here, I know he's going to fake out. I'm like, who do I bring in? I want to bring him one of my rain people. I'm going to bring in this because I want full power. And Nell, I don't want him coming in and just taking, you know, a double target hit or anything like that.
Right.
Fake out does fake out. Thunder Wave goes off. I was like, okay, you cheeky little bastard.
You didn't pair the Stabilize enough, right?
Right. I was like, his paralysis has been a significant thorn in my side this entire match, so this could be bad. Poison's really starting to take, and the Reflect is down, so now I'm just gonna try to double Muddy Water in case one misses, and we're both boosted by rain, so hopefully the paralysis doesn't trigger. Because with the Icy Wind drop last turn, I'm still faster. So Mono does avoid Guava takes a fat Muddy Water. He uses curse. I was like, the fuck, bro? Like, you just cursed me, bro? And I'm wondering, like, who he targeted with it. But my other Muddy Water will clean him up because of the curse. I think ultimately was the damage decider there.
Yeah. If he just cursed the Politoed there, that would have been death on the Politoed.
Right. Right, yeah. I mean, if he had done a attack on the Politoed.
Yeah.
So we're going to shut off abilities again. I'm like, fuck. I need Rain to hang out in the back because, like, yeah, of course I want to kill that, right? If he protects, I'm dead. And I need to probably set this back up. So we're going to bring in my Dark type here. Dark fighting poison type. And I really want to kill this thing, so I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor. Which is honestly probably a mistake on my part. It didn't even matter because he protected and he was faster because of neutralizing gas slash the paralysis. So I don't even get to use it. And now I'm like, alright, Rain's still up. I was waiting to see if Rain goes down. And it did not. So I'm like, okay, so, you know, we're live with Wild Bolt Storms. He just did his thing, so let's do it, right? He goes for his Terra. I'm like, what did he Terra? If he Terra ground, that's going to piss me off. So one of the main reasons I absolutely had to pull out the Politoed there was I already used my Terra, and I have Terra flying on this Pokemon here. So the Terra flying is going to be for the Terra Blast, right? Neutralizing Gas wears off, and Truant kicks back in. So... sorry. High horsepower does a little bit of damage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Phil just doesn't have a lot of experience with this team, so he didn't realize that if Weezing died that turn, that Truant would kick in and like make him skip the turn.
Right. Now
So, like,
he
that
is
was
live, but now that Rain is down, I don't care. Right? Like, I don't care about keeping it alive because I need that Rain because the other move is Weather Ball, right? So if Rain is not there, Wild Bolt Storm is not 100% effective, Weather Ball does jack shit all, and I already used my Terra, so I can't Terra flying. So we're going to Wild Bolt Storm with the Rain setup finally. We're getting the paralysis on both Pokemon as revenge. He is going to play rough. He was play roughing into the Okie Dokie spot, which is fantastic for me because Politoed has done its job now. It slowed people down. It earth powered the Weezing, and it set up Rain twice. And luckily, it also nerfed that Sacred Power or Fire. Now I'm like, fuck it, bro. Let's bring in the dog. And Wild Bolt Storm should clean them up if I survive. So he goes for Extreme Speed, and I survived by 4 HP. I did the calcs. I still, even without the 6 EVs in HP, I would have survived by 1 HP. Unless he, like, critted, obviously. And the double Wild Bolt Storm will pick up both people, and I will have defeated him. For me, I've been getting a lot of 3-0s, so I do take my 3-0 against Phil. Um, Luckily, the Pokemon in the back could have probably cleaned up both of the other Pokemon too,
Got a
even though
little close there. Got a little close there. The early game was very tough to pivot around, but once you did eventually scare him off with the wheezing, things started working in your favor.
yeah, and we got rid of the Latias early, which was big, especially after the two Calm Minds. And we did get screens up for a brief period of time, so it was enough to give us time to wait it out, right? So
Right.
luckily we take the dub, and yeah, so that's my match versus Phil. That brings us
Yeah.
to the last match of the week, which is Speakman versus Jordan here. Um, Now, Jordan has been. They're both actually both players. Let me look at the standings here. Um, Both players been having kind of a rough season. Jordan is ninth right now as of this week with a 3-2 spread, and Speakman is actually out of playoff contention right now as of the beginning of this match with a 1-4 spread and a -9. So he is looking to break back into the top there. Um, and yeah, so that's what we're looking for. SB. So the top 12 is really interesting. It's of this week. It's a Reese, you, me, which that does not change this week. And
Mhm.
then Brian in fourth spot with Mike bringing up the rear there behind him. Um, that is going to change this week because Brian lost by 4 and Mike won by 1. So he actually passes Brian by 1 point and moves ahead. Plus, he also has the 5-1 versus the 4-2. Um, Dan won his match, so Dan's at a 4. Actually, Dan might have passed Mike.
No, because I think Dan's at +3 now, right?
Dan's at +4 now. He's 4-2. So him and Mike are both 4-2, and Mike only
No,
won by 1.
no,
So,
no. Mike's 5-1.
oh right, that's right. Yeah, Mike's 5-1. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right. Um, yeah. So the
Yeah.
standings are not changing too terribly much, um, but they're getting pretty tight there. I
The
actually
the
need
race
to.
the race is going on. See
Yeah,
who makes that fourth spot.
seriously, it really is getting tight here. Uh, so I forgot who. All right, so this is Speakman versus Jordan. Now Jordan wants very badly to get the dub, um, because he needs to maintain his kind of middling position here.
Hmm.
Speakman wants it even more because he needs to break into the playoff bracket, right? Like he's not too far out of the 2-3 ranges of these people that are here on the 2-3s, and the 12th spot is SB with a 1-4. So like he's really close to being able to break into that, um, and he needs to start having a victory, right? Like moving up in the standings. So this is important. This is a very important match for him. And yeah, so let's break that out and see what's going on. Are you ready?
Yeah, man.
All right, 1, 2, 3, and go. I'll turn this up a little. So Speakman versus Jordan. This is an important one. Jordan's team got a lot better with the QREM. Speakman's team has not changed very much. Not for a lack of wanting to. He just like nobody's really trading him, and he doesn't like really want anything off of the wire. And it's not that nobody's wanting to trade him. He just like doesn't want to get rid of the stuff that people want, and people don't want the stuff that he doesn't want. So mid-season should be good for Speakman to really switch up his team.
Hmm. For sure.
We're gonna get the Intimidate off, and we know it's a fake outer as well. Classic Jordan Hitmontop, right?
Yeah, man. Tried and true.
Ooh, big win for Jay this week, 4.
Yeah, no, he needed that. Hmm. No trick from here.
Belly drum, baby.
Yeah.
And Barry,
Uh,
did we calc right? We calced right.
This heat wave's gonna go off and do a lot of damage to Chestnut.
Yeah. It sucks Chestnut wasn't like super power eject button. That's unfortunate for him.
No, I mean, I think Jordan wanted that to happen. You know, after he got the intimidate, the fake out off, it's like it's done its job, and he can go back and reuse it later.
Right. We are gonna clean up.
Yeah,
So the belly drum did not come into play here, luckily.
yeah, that would have been a really good turn to protect. And that way you could get, I mean, Clefairy for free. You can kind of like just do his thing.
Right.
Well, hindsight is 2020, so you know what can you do?
Isn't it always though?
Mm-hmm. So now we got into Kyrium. This Kyrium's going to do a lot of damage. He's been a real big fan of bringing Ground Terror on it, so let's see if that's Ground Terror again.
He's been in general a big fan of bringing ground terror. He's used ground terror like a
Yeah.
lot this season.
Yeah, that's weekend too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big ground terror fan here.
So, people keep that in mind if you play against Jordan Herrera. He
Yeah.
will probably Terra only Kyrium, and then he'll Ground Terror the Kyrium.
Right, right.
So hit that bitch with an Ice Beam.
He could
It's
ghost
neutral.
terror it too. Right, it's neutral if he doesn't terra.
Yeah.
And we are terroring. And it is ground terror.
So yeah, Ice Beam that bitch.
That's hilarious.
It's funny because it's like I don't even think it's for a reason really. It's just like, oh yeah, Ground Terror is good enough. I mean, like I guess technically, like Ground Terror Earth Power does a lot of damage to Arcanine too. So like I guess
Right.
that's funny. Jordan, it might be time to switch it up though. It might be time. You might be getting a little bit predictable. Like, you know what? I'm gonna Ice Beam this because it's definitely not like, you know, Water Terror or anything. It's definitely Ground Terror.
Right. And even if he doesn't terra it, it's neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Can ice types be frozen?
No, I don't think so.
We do have the levitate, so nothing wrong with a little earthquaking. What exactly does lunar blessing do?
So it's like Life Do, but it also like cures the ally of status conditions.
Okay, pretty good.
So if you're stabilized, paralyzed, like it's no longer
Is that a
paralyzed.
new move?
Yeah, it's a new move, and it's Cresselia's signature move.
Nice. We
But yeah,
survived.
Life Do that recovers status as well.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, obviously, facing down the Cresselia with the Moonblast, tearing is huge here. Now we do have the Trick Room up though, so we're in a bad spot as Jordan. Now we could just get another Earthquake off and try to fucking Moonblast the shit out of, or we'll ally switch, whatever. Now, if Clefairy's gonna hit that Dazzling Gleam, this is gonna be the most unfortunate Moonblast. Oh, hey! He got the Moonblast predict. We're getting the Earthquake off.
Yep. Good ass ally switch. I would ice shard this gear. Well,
Yeah, I probably would have
I
ice
guess it
sharded the
doesn't.
Kyurem, yeah.
Yeah.
Because just
Make
in
sure.
case he dies to whatever, like, at least he got the
Right. Yeah.
last attack off.
Ooh. Interesting protect. So now Lunar Blessing will get to heal him.
Not by much, but yeah.
Ah, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. Yep. Nope. Not quite.
I feel like I would have Moonblasted. Because it just wouldn't have mattered ultimately, you know?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
I would have faked out
Oh,
the Kyurem.
that was a weird turn.
Yeah, definitely would have faked out the Kyurem here. But I
Oh, but
guess
it didn't matter.
didn't.
Didn't
Yeah.
matter.
Hey, a little extra damage.
Never punished.
And he Moonblasted, so. Ooh, it survived. Probably rocking that assault. Or wait, no, it's not rocking. It had a eject button. It's just bulk.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to Flying Terra. Okay. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, yes, we are.
Oh no, we're not. Are we going to?
Oh, yes, we are. Maybe.
We don't.
Oh, no. Oh, no, we're not.
He said he almost did, and he said that he told Jordan that, and he was like, yeah,
Oh, no. He would have had that.
right. He was like,
No.
so Jordan said like if you had done that, if you had terrifying that, I would have just like forfeited.
Dude, I'm sick, bro. Oh, he had it. He was gonna do it. No. Damn. Oh well.
Yeah, but here we're just in a really good spot, honestly.
Yeah.
And now we don't have to. Is that Terra Steel?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I really wanted him to flying terror there. That would have been such a good turn for momentum. Oh, and to protect.
Yeah, he would have had a huge come up if he had ground terrored.
Yeah. Well, we are going to hit before the Hitmontop, and Moonblast will kill that, so that's good.
Kyurem's just hanging out, bro.
Mhm.
So is Cresselia though. So, you know.
I mean, Castelia, that's what she do, man. She just stays in there.
Try to moonblast me, you dickhead. Oh no, follow me. We are gonna get at least 4 of these, and that's probably gonna, yeah, it's definitely gonna clear up the Clefairy. Life Orb could kill the Kyurem if he attacks, which he will. It does not. Next attack, no matter what happens, that Kyurem is going to die next turn. Or not next turn necessarily. He can protect. So, but next time it attacks, it's gotta kill itself.
Interesting.
So now we are gonna Terra Steel because it's safe to do that. No, man, break the fucking Grimstar. It's gonna kill itself. I guess you can Moonblast it. Yeah, whatever. We're Terra Steel, which ground is actually gonna hurt if he go. Well, he's not gonna go first, so it doesn't matter. Your reflect doesn't mean anything to us. Not that it would have mattered. Hiram was pretty much dead. And the bulk and the special attack drop. Okay, so, you know, if he did have... Spirit Break's a physical, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so doesn't matter. But if he had Dazzling Gleam... Alright, now Malamar could be a problem with the...
Contrary.
well, yeah, the superpower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Contrary alone, yeah, sucks, but like superpower on the steel type Terra is big.
Yeah, for sure.
Priority Thunderwave.
Oh, Thunderwave is gonna be good.
Oh, the Lunar Blessing!
Ooh. No
It's
more
gonna cure
Terra.
the Thunderwave.
Don't you wish you had that for your match?
Bulky Boy is gonna bulk boy.
That's a lot of damage. God damn.
Yeah, and a significant increase in its ability.
Yeah. And he doesn't have protect on this thing either. Man, Chris has been a huge fan of Ally Switch this game.
I mean, it's been coming in clutch. Well, it came in clutch
Yeah.
once, but it didn't matter the other time, but it came in clutch once. And it's probably going to come in clutch here. Unless, like, Jordan Gigabrains it.
He probably saw that Ally Switch. He's like, fuck.
Yo, Malamar looked over at the fucking...
Over him.
Yeah, looked at it move. And he did Gigabrain it.
Damn.
I wonder if
Good
that's an
call,
indication. Because, like, the Malamar actually looked at the, at the Baxcalibur when it moved. It, like, turned its sprite and everything. So I wonder if that was, like, it had already targeted that, and when it moved, it fucking...
Yeah. Well, what a good play. Very good play on his part. And Chris knew to bring Brick Break on everything.
Yeah. No screens. Stop.
No more screens, please.
Ooh, Malamar's big bulk.
Oh, bulky, yeah. Oh, and that Night Slash hurt a lot. If he's able to get that off again, this game might be over.
Good. Good call. Play rough. Gonna clean up the Mal. And we get the Lunar Blessing for the heal. Hell yeah.
Interesting to note, he does not have the oh, and a crit too. Nice. He did not have the revival blessing on that mouse.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess it's like kind of gimmicky a little bit, but like, you got it, you got it.
And that will, let me go back a smidge here. That will be Chris's victory 4-2. Unfortunately, the game did not work out in Jordan's favor how he wanted it to.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate for him. But um, yeah, the the game did
I
work out for
mean,
Speakman, so Speakman gets
he did,
to
he did, he did manage to pull it back in there with some clutch predicts and stuff. You saw that ally switch coming a mile away and super powered the right slots.
right, right, yeah, that was really
No,
clutch, honestly. And that's the thing
all in
about
all,
ally switch is like it's such a mind fuck because you could use it, you could not use it, and it could fuck you up.
yeah, for sure.
So, big, big W for Speakman there.
Yeah,
Um, Jordan, I'm sorry that you had to take the loss, but at least it was only by 2. So great week for everybody here. Um, Star Afberry, that would have been, yeah, that would have been cool. Um, big, big week for everybody. The standings are gonna get updated later on by Jordan. Um, wow, you and Aris are really neck and neck. Like you
aren't we
guys
though?
are yeah. So like you have the same win loss, obviously, right?
Yeah,
You're 1 point behind him. You both won by 4 this week, so you're still 1 point behind him. Like
yeah,
you're right on his tail. Um, and yeah, and I'm 15. You Reese is 22, and you are 21, and I'm at 15. So I am 7 points behind Reese and 6 points behind you. Probably not gonna pass either of you this season, unfortunately. But the streak is strong. We're doing good with the streak now. Um,
yeah,
so I'm hopefully can keep that up and going. Um, yeah, this is also the longest that we've ever had this many people undefeated either.
yeah. That's true too. Usually it's like maybe like one or two, but like we
Yeah,
got 3 people undefeated right now.
the longest.
Possible, possible we could see these people go undefeated in the mid-season too.
Yeah, so like the longest we had was 4 weeks with 2 undefeated. So we're now 6 weeks with 3 undefeated players. Um, and again, last week we were 5 weeks with 4 undefeated players. So that was already a record breaking. Now we're still breaking records with 3 undefeated players in week 6 going into week 7. So before we finish up here, let's go ahead and show off your week 7 matches. So I appreciate everybody who came out today to watch the stream. Uh, only a tad bit late, Jordan. We updated the week matches with the scores. We did not update the standings, so we took care of that part for you, or I did rather. But I took care of that for you. So the week 6 like win-loss ratios are up on the sheets. We just got to update those standings. Now this is your week 7 setup here. So we have SB versus Jordan Herrera. That should be really a good match. Both players looking for a victory because Jordan's looking to get. I don't know if he got knocked. I don't think he got knocked out of the top like playoff contention, but he's looking to make sure that he can at least stay in the middle, if not rise up in the ranks. So that's big for him. Ty
Yeah,
looking to try to break into the playoffs and take Mike down. Mike looking to maintain his spot where he can
or spot position. Yeah,
to get in the stay in the top 4. That's big for him. Dan and Speakman here. So Dan looking to continue his win streak and also like maybe break into the top 4. Um, Maybe like just be at the top of the normal playoffs round. And Speakman looking to break. I think he might have just broken into playoffs
He
now.
he just squeezed into playoffs this week.
Yeah, so he's looking to maintain that and maybe rise in the ranks there. Me versus Brian, I'm looking to keep my lossless streak going. Fingers crossed, right? Brian's looking to try to break back into he if Mike wins, he still can't break back into playoffs or top four, but he's looking to take another chunk out of the top three undefeateds and bring me down a peg there. That's definitely something he's trying to shoot for there. So I am trying to maintain my lossless streak, and Brian's trying to stop me from maintaining that. So that's really cool. Um, then we go into Phil versus Simon. Phil has had a rough 2 weeks. He wants to break back. I think he's still in playoffs, but he wants to shore up his position. And if he's not in playoffs, he wants to break back in. Simon looking to try to break into playoffs and turn his season around a little bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that happens for one of those players. They get. I mean, one of them is definitely going to win. So. Um, I can't lie, I like you, Simon, but obviously I'm rooting for my brother. So hopefully, in my professional opinion, hopefully the Philip will win that. I'm sorry. And now you versus Brendan. Brendan looking to take you down a peg and put another,
Yeah,
just like Brian, put a loss on the loss list, right? Um,
yeah,
and you looking to maintain, just like me, your lossless streak. So and potentially overcome a Reese if you can get a higher score by two. You have to get a 2 point higher score than a Reese this week to pass,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, and then we get into Evan versus Grant. So Evan is on a streak now. He's got 2 W's under his belt. Grant's trying to get some more W's so she can break back into playoffs. They're both, Grants is a rookie player. Evan has just started getting his first victory, so this will be an interesting match to see the outcome of. Now we have Jay versus Jordan. I kind of want to say that's a rivalry match. It's not one on the sheet, but like I feel like it should be. Like they are constantly talking about soccer and fighting about
Oh,
that. So
yo, yes. What is it? Arsenal versus who is it?
uh, he's
City
Barcelona.
Arsenal.
Barcelona, I believe,
Ars,
is Jay's
that
team.
that's got to be a rivalry match, Jordan. Yeah, dude, put it up there.
Barcelona
Rivalry,
versus Arsenal.
dude. Arsenal versus Barcelona, PLC version.
But yeah, no, that's an interesting one. The soccer boys going up against each other, or
Mhm.
football if you have to be a dickhead about it. Um,
Or if you're from the UK,
right,
very
whatever,
easy.
or Europe or any other country that's not America. Um, and then And then you have Aris versus Justin. So Aris obviously looking to maintain his lossless streak and maintain his first spot position as well. Justin looking to get a victory this season still and also take down Aris so that he can say, hey, I beat one of the undefeateds. That should be an interesting match. Uh,
Yeah, I
can't
know
lie.
Justin's really hungry for a win, and Reese is really hungry to stay top one. So
Yeah, and I can't lie if I wouldn't say like I'm rooting for Justin there because I want a chance to catch up. You know what I mean? I want a chance to piggyback up the rankings there, but it's hard to say who's going to take that one. I will say that this has been a great stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the players for playing this week, and good luck to everybody this coming week in your matches. Thank you, Zach, for joining me for commentary today.
yeah, yeah, man, no problem.
I appreciate that. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week for Pokemon League Championships Season 9, Week 7. Peace out.